Hi everyone, it's Megan or Stitching Moon, and this is Flosstube number 36, and what is it, Friday, March 10th. So, yeah, I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to film today, but we're getting it in. So, let's see, things have been busy, and there's been a lot of changes, which I'll talk about at my life updates towards the end, in case you're just here for the stitching. And I have notes down here. I also have a new video from Norway that I'll put at the very end. This one is of a trip we did to one of the bigger towns where we go shopping or do more of the shopping, which is like kind of a day trip. So I just filmed a bit of the drive there, the view, and then actually in parts of the shops. And I do have a sewing shop that they have here, so I wasn't talking in it because I don't even know if that's allowed, and it's a pretty small shop, so I didn't want to bring any attention to myself, so I'm just like videoing in there. But you can see the little bit of cross stitch they have, and it's mostly knitting, so I show that too. So yeah, otherwise, before we get into my stitching, I just have a couple thank yous from people who shouted me out. One is actually, like, she had a Flosstube a year ago with one video where she was Northern Crosses, and she also lives in Norway. And then she stopped, but now she's back with a new channel name, which I think is Mini Gamer, but I'll link her below because she likes to do a lot of mini haids and also is a gamer. So yeah, she's great. She had a whip parade and then one other video, I think. I don't know if she's done any more because I'm really behind on my Flosstube because things have been so busy. So there's a lot of videos I need to catch up on and want to watch that I'll hopefully get to soon. But also Stitching on the Rock, thank you very much. So go check them out. I'll link them both in the description. Yeah, so I have my whips, I have haul, of course. When do I not have haul? Even though I spent all the gift money I was going to spend, but again, I'm living in Norway, and for those of you who don't know, by the way, but I'm from the US, so I had a bunch of stuff sent to my family in the US, and they're like slowly shipping it over to me, or will bring some when they come to me. So again, that'll be like kind of trickling in over the year. So yeah, we'll get into my whips now. The first one is one of my focus pieces. Like, I have so many focus pieces, I have to say one of them, but this is Queen of Silk by Designworks. It's very, very bright and sunny out today with snow on the ground, so I had to like shut most of the window. It's like mostly shut right now, and it's still like washing everything out and the reflection. But yeah, so this is my oldest whip that was started in, I mean, it's not that old because it was, well, 2021 summer-ish. So yeah, I think I worked on it 6 days since I last shown it, I think. And here she is. Maybe it was 3, I don't even remember. But I'm working on her, she's coming up in the rotation again now. So today, through the weekend, got a hair, I'll be working on her. And yeah, look at how much we've got. I know it's a little wrinkled, creased, whatever. So I'm working my way down to the bottom in her dress. So I was so thankful. Like, I had done the tree first, and kind of like there's some of her dress down here. Then I stopped and like worked in this column down, and I wasn't sure if her dress was gonna like line up with what I had done down here already, and thank God it did. That was a victory. So let's see, I'll show you kind of more close to the area I worked on, but look at those colors. And there's going to be a lot of back stitching in the dress as well. But that's where I am. I also did a few more of the little vine things. yeah, there's still a lot of stitching to go all the way down here, but that's what I'll plan to finish first, and then I'll work my way up to the top, and then it'll be like a 10 by 10 column all the way down. This one I had to do more because, you know, it expands out. So, and it's on the Kit Aida 14 count, and it's a soft, nice soft like flax Aida. Yeah, so I'm still waiting on the gold threads or filament or whatever that you can kind of see here. It doesn't sparkle like at all almost in the camera, but it's so sparkly in person. But there's supposed to be more in the dress that I've done and then her crown, but I ran out. So I contacted the company who had sent me more, but I still haven't got it, and it's been now over a month or more. So I did contact them like a couple weeks ago saying I didn't get it, and they're like, oh, give it a week and then let us know, which I have to email them back because it's been over a week. So I'll do that, and hopefully it'll get here soon. I don't know about the other colors. I feel like I'm running low in some of the pinks. So hopefully not, but we'll see. Okay, next is a new start and a new full coverage focus. And I'm sure you've seen this everywhere now because so many people have started this. And it's the Home in the Mountains, which is the scene from Rivendell in Lord of the Rings. And it's charted by the Golden Kite. And it is so, so, so beautiful. I just love the colors. And then, I don't know if you can see, the Fellowship of the Ring is going over the bridge off on their adventure. And it's the biggest one I have now. And it was started for Suki the Brown-Eyed Stitcher's birthday. And the hashtag that you can use is hashtag Suki Made Me LOTR, which is Lord of the Rings. But you can do if you're doing any kind of pattern from Lord of the Rings, you can use that hashtag. And we can see all the cool Lord of the Rings patterns. Oh, I love it. And I'm doing the biggest version. It's called Standard, and it's with blended threads, and there's like 70 blends. So, yeah. And I've done this about 6 days so far. And a few of the days, though, because of what's been happening and going on lately, I did not get many stitches. I think one day I got like 133 stitches, and it's 10 stitch or half cross, so that was not much at all. But yeah, here we are. Doing it 25 count, 2/1, half cross. And so there's some gaps you can see up here, and that's because I'm missing some of the threads that I'm still waiting on. So I'll go back and fill those in when I get them, obviously. But for now, it's not quite complete. But still, you can see like the branches taking shape, and it's like that kind of blurry lightish thing. It's really cool. It is a little slow going because of all the color changes and the blends. I originally started doing it parking, but then that was just way too slow because there's so many color changes. So I basically am doing it like I'm doing most of my others, where I'm doing it in a diagonal 10 by 10, and then I'll start whatever is next in that diagonal and then just kind of go wherever that thread takes me. So I do want to show you like kind of how I kitted it up, because this is my biggest project I've ever kitted up myself. And actually, is it my first full coverage I've ever kitted? Because I think I got kits for the other ones. No, except my Children on the Beach I didn't, but I didn't quite organize that very well. But this one, most colors that I've had, and this time what I did was, because I want to build up my stash but not have them all stuck in like the projects, since I kit up, I don't have a master set, so I just kit each one up individually, but some of them you only use like a partial little bit of the skein, so I wanted to like be able to use that for other things. So I actually measured out how much I would need for each color and just made my own little floss cards. Some are braided, some are not. I know it looks like a mess. Okay, that really looks like a mess. but I swear it's usable. But look at the colors. Yeah, I'm sorry, it really does look like a mess, but hey, what are you gonna do when you make it yourself? So I basically, yeah, I just put all the numbers and measured out what I needed, and they're just kind of tied together in this little booklet. And when I first started doing it, it was taking a while, but as I got into like the hang of it and the routine, it went pretty quick, like quicker than I thought. And now I have a lot of extra that I still have to like put into my stash. I have no idea when that's gonna happen, but I did write down what ones I have, so in case I need to find them. But also for blends, because the blends are, oh, did I take that out already? Where did that go? Oh, yeah. So the blends, when you're done with them, if you don't finish it all, like you have to put them somewhere and they're not going to go back on those. So I took this Paco floss organizer and I'm doing it as I go. So I don't have them all labeled yet, but as I come to a blend that I don't finish, I just write down the symbol there and put the extra there. And since I have long threads, and I can't, like I double them when I'm doing my half cross, like I do the loop method, but when I'm doing blends, I can't do that. I have to use one from each, and one of the strands would be way too long, so I cut them in half, and so the other one I just store on the other side. So each of these is that symbol, the same. I know this won't be enough for all of them once I get going on the blends, so I'll have to use probably another homemade one like that, but it's working out pretty well so far. So okay. Oh, and then also because some of them use, some of them use like a lot of skeins, so I didn't put all those on there. That would be too much. So I just put the extras in a little bag, so as I run out, I can just pull them out of there. Okay. And next. Oh, gotta put my little paper back in. Ugh. Sorry. Okay. Next was my random project that I did for 3 days. And I got quite a bit on this one. Let's see if I don't have to pull out the paper, but it's Forest Heartbeat, a kit from RTO. There we go. Yeah. And it's a paper pattern. I'm using all the called for stuff. Also a lot of blends in this. And here I am. So I'm on the second page out of 4. And I got to her arm here and a little bit of the wolf. You can see the wolf's fur coming in. Yeah, so I had to, I did mess up a little in this part. I had to fudge, but it worked out. Now I think I'm back on track. But I really, really love how this is turning out. It's on 14 count, softish Ada. But yeah, I love her face. And I love the colors of the trees and everything. It really reminds me of the winter around here. Yeah. So the next 2 pages are going to be big though. They are, yeah, all the way down. They're much bigger. But glad I got some progress on her. Okay. Next is my Advent animals that I am hoping to complete by the end of the summer, probably, maybe. And I'm going a finish each time. So once I do my rotation of those other 3, I'll finish 1 animal, however long that takes. And that's been usually about 3 to 4 days so far, just depending on how much stitching time I get those days. So I finished another one. Sheila Sheep. She's so cute with her knitting. It was fun to do the details on her. Sorry, I can't really tell where I'm holding it in the camera. But yeah, she was a cutie. And I've got 10. I'm in double digits now. But I think they look so good all together. So what, I have 15 left to go. And I'm doing it on the called for fabric, which is Babbling Brooke. I have it right here. Jobelin Babbling Brooke 28 count. And I'm doing the DMC. There is a some sort of fancy floss you can do. And these are free patterns that you can download off of Brooke's books. And I know a bunch of you have downloaded them. And I'm doing this pretty much right on point with the on point stitcher, right on point. So I'll link her below too, so you can see her progress. But we're doing like the same ones at the same time, so it's really cool. So we're both planning to finish it this year, and yeah, it's fun. She already has, though, all the borders and numbers done, which is so helpful because that does take some time each time you're going through. And I know I have some errors like in just the spacing and things, like in between, like some of them are not like half stitch off or something, but I'm fine with that. Like, adds a little character and handmadeness. I don't know, but yeah, this one's fun. And I'm glad I'm like having some time to do other things in between, because even though these are different, I wouldn't be able to stitch it like all the way through because I still need some kind of variety. But it is satisfying because each one of these you have like a little finish. So yeah, look at her little knitting needles. So cute. Okay, then my other project that I do if I have some time still to stitch when I finish up one of those animals, then I'll work on this one that I charted myself, which is an image of the Boston subway, the Boston T. And since I lived there, I put the only stops are the ones that had like some meaning to me while I was there. So those are the ones that I'll put in there. And I do have it in Pattern Keeper, but it doesn't show the back stitch, just the crosses. And I have done, let's see, 867 stitches, and it's 16.59% done, but that's only of the crosses. Okay, which is the right way. Yeah. So I'm just working on the red line. It's pretty boring stitching, but that's why I only do it like a little bit at a time. But I think it'll be fun to do all the words and stuff, so. It's on 22 count, what is it? 1/1 full cross. And this can also be like a good travel project, only 4 colors, well, no, I guess 6 if you include the white for the stops and then the black for the back stitch, but yeah. And then I realized I forgot to tell you how far along I was on my Home in the Mountains one, so I have that here as well. That one is 1,822 stitches and it's 0.53%. So we made it to 0.5%. So that was my stitching that I did. Now, the next thing I'll show you all my Happy Mail. The first is, I'm so excited for it. So I mentioned before, but Helen, the Ditty Stitcher here on Flosstube, is so sweet. And she knew that sometimes it's hard for me to get things here in Norway, so she offered that if there's anything I wanted like in England or the UK where she's living, I could ship it to her and then she could ship it to me as a gift so I wouldn't have to pay all the import taxes on it. And also less for shipping. So yeah, that was amazing. So I had a few things sent to her that I ordered in the UK and it came And I'm so excited. She was so sweet. She sent me some little extras. I'll show you those. A little card that had these little stickers that just fell out. Nice little, cute little bee. Oh, little sheep. I think it's a little bunny. Yeah, and then she sent, don't want to lose the stickers, so I'm just gonna put it back in the envelope. And then she sent this little kit. It says Winter by Moonlight, the Patchwork Rabbit. It's so tiny. And it comes, I think, yeah, you can make a little ornament out of it. So cute. But that, look how tiny that is. Oh, it's so cute. And then these needle minders, which I think she may have made herself because it had her like name and label on them. It's kind of washing out in the light, but it's an owl. The owl's face is kind of washing out, but super cute. And then a little button. And this is, it says wooden necklace embroidery kit. And it's a rainbow. I'll show you the back picture. Like a rainbow necklace that you can embroider. And I think that's going to be perfect for my daughter. Either to do one day, or I could make it for her one day, depending on what she likes to do. But so nice. And actually, I'll show you one thing that I ordered because she shared it on her Flosstube. Where'd it go? Ah, oh, here. I just covered it with all my stuff. So we have a daughter about the same age, and she showed this on her channel for what she got for her daughter, and I was like, oh, I need to get that for mine. And she just had a birthday, so let's see, so she used it, so it's a little bit of a mess right now. But basically, it's a little wooden kitty that you can cross stitch a sweater on, and so she can practice cross stitching with yarn. And this is like the little needle. And it's super cute. So this is what kind of she was doing. Like, I tried to show her the X's, but she's not there yet. So that's fine. She like kind of goes around, like you can see. But she was really excited. She was like, oh, cross stitch like mommy. And she really likes to try and thread the needle and pull it through. That's like her favorite part. She can't thread it yet because it's even a little hard for me to do. But yeah, she was excited about that. So it also comes with the purple, but you can use any yarn. So if this gets destroyed. But yeah, so cute. They have other little animal shapes and stuff. Oh, I was gonna say the name of the company. I'll have to put it in the description in case you want it. I think they have a US based one as well as the UK. But yeah, I'll link that so you can check it out. So some of the things that I had ordered, other things that I ordered to her, one I found on eBay, and it was from a UK seller, and it's a out of print kit from Dimensions Gold Collection, and it is open, but everything is in there. And I love the colors of this one. Thunder Ridge. I've seen this on a couple people's Flosstubes, so I was just like, oh my god, those colors are gorgeous. So I'm very excited about that. So it's like one of the older styles, obviously, where it comes in a little bag and then plastic inside. So it has, let's see if I can take it out. So it has everything in there. You can like sort the floss on cards, but you have to sort it yourself, which I don't mind because I'm used to that. Like from when I stitched way back when I was doing stamped cross stitch, that's how they all came. So I kind of learned that way. And it's on like a navy fabric. So yeah, excited. There's so many things that I have that I want to start, but I can't, or I tell myself I can't. I can, But I do have on my little like list that I randomly pick, is one of them is a new start. So when it lands on that, I do new start. But that's not going to happen very often, and I have so many I want to start. Okay, anyway. Then I ordered the companion piece to the one I showed on my last Flosstube, and it's Nora Corbett, and it was, the last one I showed was Moonlight, oh, what was it? Bathing in the Moonlight, something like that. And this one is Floral Dreams in the same style. So yeah, I had to have them both. And also I got the bead pack for it, the embellishment pack. So I don't have it all kitted up. I just have the patterns and then just this one embellishment pack. So it'll be a while till I can start them, I think. But really need to get those patterns. So that is what came in with her. So next, I had some stuff from 123 Stitch where I want to, I said I want to start kitting up what I already have instead of just getting like new kits, because I have more you're gonna see. But yeah, so I started to kit up the Year in the Woods series, and I think I told you on my last video I had ordered one of the spring colors, but I ordered it in 32 count, which you have to use more of the fancy floss for, and also they didn't have that in one of the colors that you need, the Mirage. It's usually out of stock, or it's often out of stock on 123 Stitch and pretty much anywhere. But I had like them send me an email once it came back in stock, and the 36 count came back in stock. So I went ahead and ordered that because I think it just makes more sense for this series. So I'll use the other one for something else. I hope this is all making sense. I'm just rambling, but I did actually get an email after I ordered this that the 32 count Mirage came for sale. But I'm happy with the 36 because again, you have to order less of the fancy floss. So yeah, this is what it looks like. I got 3 pieces, one for each of the winter patterns that it calls for. It's a little different. It's a little more blue, I think, than what it's showing here. But I always loved how the fox, the first one, pops on this. And I don't have them with me, those patterns, but I'm sure you've seen them. They're very popular. But I love how it pops on this fabric. So I have the 3 pieces of those now. And I also went ahead and got the fancy flosses for those 3 patterns as well. So now I'll have everything, well, except the DMC. I'll have everything to actually start them whenever I want to start them. So they are the Gentle Art, and are they all the Gentle Art? I think. And Sampler Threads, one of them, I think. Okay. No, Weeks Dye Works. They're both. Yeah, mostly the Gentle Art. But anyway, these are the ones, the fancy flosses that you need for the first, or for the wintry patterns. But they look so good. Sorry, you can see the sticker, but they pop so good on this fabric. So, yay. Got 3 of them almost kitted. Oh, I'm sorry if you can hear that beeping, it's my laundry. Okay, keep them all together now. I'll have to like put a sticker, like label these so I don't forget what it's for, because who knows when I'm gonna have time for them. Okay, so then I had shipped some stuff to my mom from months ago, but she was sending my daughter a birthday package, and then she just sent like not all of them, but a sample, like a handful of my stuff with them. And a lot of these I got on eBay. This one is one of them. It's a Dimensions kit, not a gold, but a Dimensions, called White Magic. And this one grew on me at first. Like when I first saw it, I'm like, eh, because it's not very colorful, obviously, but it really started to grow on me. And I think I said last time I was kind of in this like witchy mood, and this one just like struck me as like, oh, white magic. So I got this one at a good price. I have, yeah, so many wolf kits now. The next one is a wolf kit too. And it's also dimensions, regular dimensions from eBay. So it's open, but everything is there. And it's called In Harmony. Oh, I love that. Look at that moon. And these are both on dark. One's on black, one's on navy, and then the other one I got was on navy. Like, what am I doing? I'll have to stitch them soon before my eyesight gets crazy. But, oh, love that. So I have a ton of wolf patterns, wolf kits now, I mean. Then, some non-kits were... Oh, okay, I have a mystery kit that my mom sent, and I did not order it. I have no idea where it came from. I'm hoping it didn't come instead of one that I actually ordered, but I'll have to talk to her about that. This is Dimensions, like, small one that I didn't order. So it's called Poppy Fields, and it's actually a stamped kit, which that's how I first started cross stitch. But I was so confused. I never ordered this. So I don't know what I'll do with it. Maybe I'll save it in case my daughter gets into cross stitch, because I don't do stamped anymore. No idea. So anyway, mystery kit. And then I got something off Etsy that's a little different than my other styles, but I really liked it. Something about it just kind of like struck me in the moment. Yeah, I think maybe the saying on it. So it's pretty much like a sampler. Oh, things are falling out of it. Okay. Onto my heater, which isn't good. Oh, it's just like a thank you. But so yeah. What is it called? It doesn't even have a name. Yeah. Bird sampler. I don't know. Is what it says. But yeah, that's what it looks like. And I'll read you the quote. I don't know if you can read it, but it says, "The bird which soars on highest wing builds on the ground her lowly nest, and she that doth most sweetly sing, sings in the shade when all things rest." So that just like kind of struck me in that moment when I was like browsing. And it says Lucy Tyler at the bottom, so I don't know what I'll put there. Probably not that, but yeah, I don't know. It was just like kind of that moment. I was like in that mood, and I'm like, okay. So yeah. And one more, I think that's the last, that I got also for an awesome deal on eBay. That was something actually I had written down on my wish list from when I first started watching Flosstube. And it was from, great, now my mind is going blank. Oh, I'll have to link her below. I think she recently just started the Flosstube back up again. Oh yeah, Claire from Stitched Lit. She showed way back this booklet of like samplers of the month by Berda. I think it's German. But it's a whole book of different, like, well, here you go, patterns for all the months, and something about them, like the colors and I don't know, the style, that I just really liked them. And plus I'm a sucker for a series. So it's out of print. It's super old. I mean, all of them have the dates of the 70s. 1978 it's from. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not like a super sampler person, but I just liked these a lot. And I don't know if I'm going to keep the date as 78 or just put them like when I stitch them. I don't know. But yeah, so it was actually sold in a set of like a whole bunch of other booklets, which my mom still has because that wasn't like something I needed right away or anything. And I got it just because of this, and it was like I think the whole thing was like $5. So really good deal. You can find this on Etsy, I believe. I did see it. Maybe one more on eBay, but yeah, if you're interested, you can look there. So yeah, I'm happy about that. That's all for my haul, finally. That's like longer than my stitching. Yeah. So, let me see. Where did my book go of notes? Here it is. Actually, let me show you this. I got a new journal. Not actually for cross-stitch things, just like in general. I'm trying to be better about like journaling stuff. It's not going so well so far. But it's a moon journal. Really just the cover, but yeah, I like how it has, you know, what each phase of the moon is about. Like the full moon, celebrate your wins. Then it starts to wane and it's introspection. Then release and let go, which is the last quarter. Then surrender, where it's the waning crescent. New moon is new beginnings. And the waxing crescent is plan and prepare. First quarter, take action. And waxing gibbous, refine and push forward. So now we're in the waning gibbous, so it's time to introspect right now. So I guess this Flosstube, I'm introspecting on my progress maybe. So now, what was I doing? Oh yeah, I was just gonna check my notes because now life updates. Okay, so I said in the beginning, I have a big life update. Things are changing, because if you've seen my Flosstube before, you know how big of a deal this is. But I finally got a Norwegian job. It's been years that I've been trying for this. And I kind of had to, kind of settle because it's only a like 1 year contract, but it's full-time for 1 year. And then there is a good chance that I would get a full-time position after if I wanted to, because they're always needing people. But because I haven't worked really in this department or this area, they wanted to make sure like I liked it, that I was doing an okay job and all that stuff. So yeah, so 1 year, and it's working in a nursing home, and it's stuff that I've never done because it's really hands-on care, like doing all the things that they need for their daily routines, like very dependent, and yeah, just stuff that I've never done. So I'm only in training. I've only had 2 days, and I'll have 2 more days of training next week. Yeah, so the first day was intense. I had no idea what to expect. So there was a lot the first day. I was exhausted. I was like, how am I gonna do this? But the second day was better, a lot better. And I noticed like the Norwegian like work environment is a lot different than the US, or at least the places I've worked in the US, where it's very laid back, like more like downtime that you have, like, yeah, just everyone's super friendly and nice, which I know they are in a lot of jobs in the US too, but it's just like a slower paced kind of environment, which is very nice, especially when you're learning. So I think it's gonna be okay. A big learning curve, but having had my daughter like helped a lot. Otherwise I might be running away if I didn't have all the experience with like caring for somebody. But anyway, that happened. So yeah, I don't know what that's going to mean really for my stitching yet, because I don't have my actual schedule, but it's like divided where some shifts are during the day from like 7:30 to 3, and then some are in the evening from 3:30 to 10. So I will still have my days, like when I have evening shifts, because my daughter will be in daycare, so I'll have those days to myself to kind of stitch or whatever, and then not as much in the days where I work days, because then I'll have like my daughter in the afternoon and then just like at night after she goes to bed some days. So I don't really know, might change, it might not, but we'll see. So big change, and I'm not used to going in somewhere to work. I've been working from home for like 10 years. So in a way it's like a nice change, because when I'm home, I'm like home, because before I would have to tell my daughter like who wanted to play with me, no, I have to work right now, and that was hard and also very distracting. But now that's nice, and she's super excited. She's like, yay, you don't have to do any more messages, which is what I was doing for my work. So she's happy about that. And it's also funny because it's such a small town. Like, my husband's office is in the same building and he does something different. And then my daughter's daycare is literally like the next building down. So it's like a whole family in the same little place. All right, yeah. Also, my husband's so sweet. He's like, you know, for celebrating your new job, like go on your wish list and pick whatever you want for cross stitch. I was like, oh my God, even though it's like, you know, because I was saying for myself, I'm not spending anything unless it's gift money, which I'm still on, but he's like, yeah, but this is an exception. Like, we're celebrating, just pick whatever you want. Doesn't have to count towards that. So I went on my 1, 2, 3 stitch wish list, and I have a bunch of kits on there. And even though I know I said I wanted to kit up what I have, which I do, and I could have picked that, but when you're someone who loves to collect kits and you have a free-for-all, like, who can resist that? So I was showing him a couple things. I'm like, oh, I can't decide. And he's like, well, why don't you get 2? I'm like, really? Not that I need his permission, but, you know, we made this like deal with, you know, how much I can, like, should spend on this stuff because I have so much. But yeah, so I got 2. And I won't say what they are now because they're on their way. So whenever I get those, I'll show you those. Okay, more life update stuff. Sorry, my notes are way over here again. Yeah, so then my daughter had a birthday. She turned 3, so we celebrated that. That was fun. She celebrated in daycare. They have like a little crown and ice cream and stuff. And then it's kind of funny because like we divided like her gifts up in like 2 days because my mother-in-law brought her some. She opened those one day and then ours, but like she could have been done after the first round. Like we just buy her, you know, kids don't need like all this stuff, but I just think like, I don't know, it's like a thing that you just want to buy stuff for them. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but yeah, you can't help it. But she would be fine with like just like wearing a crown for the day and like having attention. But that's how it goes. So other things, just a couple of like quintessential Norwegian things that I got to see in the past couple weeks, and one of them was the Northern Lights that I like never saw in how like 4 years that I've been living here. I haven't even seen them. Like, I'd see glimpses, like, because they kind of like go up and down in intensity. Sometimes you can see like a soft kind of glow, but it really, like, to me it looks like a cloud and I can't tell. But I think some of them were like the beginnings of Northern Lights that never really like developed. Excuse me. So there was like a lot of activity in like the Northern Lights in the past like couple weeks. So I finally got to see them and I took a great picture, and just in time, because after I took that picture they were like pretty much faded. So maybe I can try and put that in like before I do my videos at the end. So I did see those. I didn't see them as much as some other people because I don't stay up that late. Like, they're usually late at night. This one was probably around 11, which is my bedtime. Now on work nights it's like 10. But yeah, there was like some amazing pictures people got, and yeah, so pretty. Other thing, when we were driving back from our shopping trip, we saw orcas in the fjord because we're driving along like the fjord, and then my husband's like, what's that? And stopped the car, and like we saw these like fins coming out, and it was like a family of orcas. It was so amazing. And they do like come around here pretty often. Like, they'll, not all the time, they'll come in herds and like go in and out of the fjord. And I've only seen one once before, and it was just one, like the very first time I visited Norway, like, I don't even know, like 9 years ago. And I saw one like when we were on the ferry. But yeah, that was really cool just to see them moving together. I didn't really get a video because I don't think it would have shown up. It was too far away. But yeah, other than that, I think I'll just put in my video of the drive and trip to where we went shopping. It's called Førde. I do have some clips in the car where like the radio's playing, so I don't know how YouTube will like that. I may or may not put those in. But yeah, so again, I just like don't talk too much during like the store filming, just because I don't know, I don't want to bring attention to myself or anything. But yeah, so I'm like out of breath now, so I think I'll end there. But thank you all for watching, and I'll see you hopefully in a couple weeks. Bye. Tunnel. This one's really long, like 5 kilometers, maybe, oh, 8 kilometers, yeah, tons of tunnels. Very windy roads. She's brave to be walking.
ta tradisjonelle bak. Og denne flokka i kauen i halv av.